Folks, we have a lot of earnings to break down in this video with little time to waste, so let's just dive right into it. Starting off with Rivian, ticker symbol RIVN, whose stock actually did pretty well today. Closed up 4.6%, closed at $19.30, but right now after the bell, well, it's a little bit of a different story. Look at this. It's under $18 a share. It is down over 8%, roughly 8%, after they ended up beating EPS but missing wildly on revenue. So let's talk a little bit about these numbers and break down the chart. So if you all find value, hit the like button, make sure to subscribe, and if you want some free stocks, you can get up to 17 stocks, each up to $2,000 from Moomoo using that link down below, or you guys can go to stocksurfest.com/Moomoo. You could also get up to 12 stocks from Webull, and if you want to check out the Patreon, all those links are down below. I appreciate you guys as always, and now let's dive into it. So Rivian's down a good almost $2, well, maybe not $2, more like $1.50 here after the bell. After they beat EPS, they did negative $1.73, which beat the loss of $1.94 estimated, so that's good. But revenue did not do well. They did $663 million in revenue, which missed by about $70 million, which the estimate was right around $740 million. So they missed by over 10%. That's a rough miss there for Rivian. And for Q4, they ended up, it looks like here, they ended up producing 10,000 vehicles for Q4. They delivered 8,000 vehicles, and for full year 23, they expect roughly 50,000 units being produced, which I guess that's pretty good. I mean, they're growing, the company is growing in terms of vehicles produced, no doubt about it, even though revenue missed. And even though revenue missed, guys, it is still growing rapidly year over year. I think maybe 1,000% revenue growth is where they're at year over year. So they're doing good, well, they're doing fine. But the estimate, well, they missed that by 70 million. And the stock market, the stocks, investors out there, they do not like that. And when we look up here, another thing that they probably do not like is the fact that they are doing a recall on certain vehicles here. I believe on their trucks and on their SUVs, and we don't have enough time to really dive deep into that right now. Maybe I'll make another video on that tomorrow, but they are issuing a recall on their trucks, on their SUVs, and well, that accompanied with the big miss in revenue. On revenue, that's got to be the main reason why this thing is falling, and the main reason as to why it is being dominated by the bears. You guys can see here lower highs are being made. We hit one at $22, another one at $21.40. We hit this lower high at about $19.75 today as we tried to break out of 20. We failed to do that. So in my opinion, this looks like it wants to go back down to test the lows. Or, I'm not going to say it's going to break the lows, but maybe it wants to test the lows, which are right at about $16, $17. So do not be surprised, guys, if Rivian does go down to test those lows, at least in my opinion. And who knows, man, this could end up being one of those stocks that, honestly, I really don't have much interest in investing in at this point. But if it starts to get down at $10, $15, under $10, which I'm not necessarily calling for quite yet, but if it gets there, this could be one worth taking a risk on, putting a speculative bet on. And to be honest, guys, myself personally, speaking for myself here, I haven't really taken many speculative bets in the past year, 2 years, really, maybe not 2 years, but really in the past year. Most of my investments that I've been making have been safe, quote unquote. There's no really safe investment out there. There's always inherent risk with every investment, but most of the stocks, pretty much all the stocks I've been buying are profitable companies, large caps. I've been buying ETFs like VOO, VXUS. I really haven't been doing much, risky. I have not been making risky investments. Maybe Rivian might be in that category. Maybe just maybe. And maybe I'll do a deep dive. I'm saying maybe a lot. Maybe I'll do a deep dive into it and talk a little bit about more my thoughts on Rivian, why I would want to do that. If it does get to a point where I think the risk reward is there, I might take the, I might swing the bat on it, and take a little position. But that's going to have to be between $10, $15. We're not there yet, but we could be getting there at some point in the future. And I do like Rivian, guys. I'm a believer in the, the actual cars. I like them. I think they're, high performance, very, very solid cars, trucks, SUVs, right? and I think they're going to be a force of what's that word? What's the term, guys? A force to be messing with, or a force. You know what I'm saying, right? I think they're going to be a problem potentially for Tesla moving forward. Not now. I mean, Tesla's of course light years away from them right now. Maybe not light years, but at some point with their pickup truck, they're gonna do some damage to Tesla. They already are, in my opinion, right now. So Rivian, I'm watching it. Maybe I'll take a speculative bet on it. What do you guys think on that? Let me know in the comments down below. And let's take a look at AMC. I actually haven't looked at AMC's earnings. They just came out, and I'm kind of scared to look, guys. Are you ready for this? I'm kind of scared to look. Let's take a look here, guys. So, oh, wow, it went down 6% on the day, and earlier in the day, it was at $8.50. I'm not sure if you guys saw it, but earlier it was at $8.50. We ended up breaking out of that $8.20 level, which if you guys have been watching my videos, you've seen my AMC analysis. I've covered it, and, we've pretty much called it out to a T. I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but we've been calling it out, right? I told you guys, if we break the neckline of the head and shoulders at 650, which we did, we're going to fill the gap to 730, which we did. If we broke 730, 820 was next, which we ended up doing that yesterday, which you guys can see on the 5-day. We hit 820 yesterday, pulled back, and then we plowed right through 820 today. We got to 850, but that did not end up holding for more than about 20-30 minutes. Then we ended up falling under 820. Now we're pretty much right back down to 720, 730, which is a big level of support here on AMC. So if we were to break, 820 again at some point, maybe moving forward. If we break 820, maybe we start running towards 9. We tried doing that earlier, but we failed. So at this point, guys, this could be vulnerable. Just looking at the chart, it could be vulnerable to a drop, down to 650. Maybe even towards the lower sixes, right? Towards the moving averages here. That neckline, and this is on the 4-hour chart, by the way, that neckline on AMC is right around 650. That's where the next main support is. That's where this thing could be going. So if we pull the live news up, and you guys know this, earnings, revenue, the guidance is not much. Well, maybe guidance is, but revenue EPS for AMC is not what's moving the stock. The stock is being manipulated by Wall Street bets, by hedge funds, the big boys. I don't even know anymore. I'm not tracking it like that too much these days. But when it's moving up 30%, like it did a couple days ago, it's not because of earnings. It's not because of it's mostly hype, momentum, and Wall Street bets and the big boys, right? That's at the end of the day what this is. So they ended up doing negative 14 cents EPS, which beat the negative 21 cent estimate. So that beat on revenue of $990 million. So they're still pulling almost $1 billion on the quarter, guys, which beat the $977 million estimated. So that's not too bad. And it looks like here, anything on guidance? I'm not seeing anything on guidance, but it looks like here, AMC had sold an additional 6 million shares of APE units and raised gross proceeds of roughly $10 million before commission and fees, yada, 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 yada. We're not going to get too deep into that in this video, but just watch out for AMC in this little $6.50 to $7 pocket. I feel like we could maybe get another move at that point, or maybe the hype will fizzle out here after earnings. I don't know. Time will tell, guys. Time will tell what happens with AMC. The next one that I want to look at is Monster Beverage. Let's pull that up. MNST is the ticker. Let's see. Holy crap, guys. Wow, look at this. Monster's down to 96. I have to take some water for that. I gotta take a little bit of water to digest what I'm seeing right here, guys. Holy crap. So close at 101, almost 102. And here after the bell, I got some water in my eye. Crap. Here after the bell, it's at $95 a share, so it's down 7%. That's a big move for Monster. And looking back on this chart here, not last quarter, but the quarter before, we saw a pretty sizable dump as well, roughly 7%, when it went from 95 down to about $88 a share. So Monster's numbers just came out. Let me pull up the 4-hour and see what they ended up doing. They ended up losing, well, they didn't lose money, but they missed EPS 57 cents versus the 63-cent estimate on revenue of $1.51 billion versus $1.60 billion. So they missed EPS and they missed on revenue, and they're declaring, oh wow, they're doing a stock split, guys. Okay, so they're doing a 2-for-1 stock split which I'm not sure when that's going to go through. Probably soon here. So expect the shares to change in price. And does that mean the value? A lot of people misconstrue this, right? They think, oh, we're going to see a share. We're going to see a 2-for-1 split. The stock's going to, cut in half or whatever. That means it's half the value. Not necessarily, guys. Not at all, to be honest. That's not how it works. If that's how it worked, everybody would be rich, when they bought Tesla after all the splits that they ended up doing, right? But, at the end of the day, a share split does not do anything to the actual fundamental value of the business. Literally, everything's the same. It's just there's more outstanding shares and the share value goes down. The price per share goes down. Literally, that's it. It's nothing that crazy, nothing serious. But it looks like they're doing that. I'm not sure why, but hey, they're doing that, and the stock is in free fall. It's in clearly a falling knife pattern right now, with no signs of buyers coming in here after the bell. And quite frankly, we don't know when that's going to happen, when buyers are potentially going to come back in on Monster. That could be tomorrow. It could be later this week. But for me, guys, I'm going to let the dust settle and see how it plays out. That's Monster. We also had Novavax report. Let me pull this up, man. This stock's gotten destroyed. Holy crap. This thing was $80 back in July. Back in July, it was 80. Now it's at $7. My, oh my. I guess as demand for the you-know-what vaccine or whatever, you guys know what I'm talking about, has gone down. Looks like they're just missing on their numbers. Yeah, that's not good. It looks like they lost EPS. Oh my God, EPS came in at negative $2.28 versus the 92-cent loss estimate. That's horrible. So they missed on that. And they missed on revenue, 357 versus 383 million estimated. And I'm not sure what else Novavax takes part in. Quite frankly, I'm not too sure. I'm not exactly sure about all the products they have, but it's kind of obvious why the revenues are missing. The stock's down a lot. The hype around these vaccine stocks has completely just died down. I mean, we had Moderna, we had this one, we had I don't even remember them all, but the hype around them has died down completely. And at this point, it's missing on both EPS revenue. I'm sure guidance is not strong, and the stock is just getting destroyed right now. It closed at $9.20. It is at literally, it hit $6, guys. It literally hit $6 after these numbers came out. That was a drop of 32%. So Novavax destroyed. I would not touch this thing with a 10-foot pole, a 100-foot pole. I'm not touching this thing with any length of a pole here, guys. There's no shot. Novavax, who knows what's going to happen with them. We also had Blink report, which was another hot stock. And this company has potential for sure, as EVs gain popularity, charging stations become, more widely available, which that's the space that they're in. The stock's gotten destroyed, but it's not nearly as bad as Novavax. And let's see what they ended up doing. It looks like they missed EPS. They lost 55 cents versus the loss of 48 cents estimated. And it looks like revenue came in at 22 million. So this company's small, guys. 22 million in revenue. I wish I had my phone on me. I'm not sure what the market cap is. But 22 mil versus the 19 mil. So they beat on that. And they see 2023 revenue guidance of 100 to 110 million versus 95 million estimated. So not bad. I mean, for a company that's growing, you want to see guidance being strong, which it is for revenue, and you want to see them beat revenue, which they crushed revenue by about $3 million, over $3 million, which is great. And the stock's not really doing much. It is up about 40 cents, which I guess is good, 50 cents rather, which is good for a company or a stock that's $9, but the downtrend is still very much so intact. You see that on the 20-day, you see that on the 4-hour chart. For me to even play this, guys, we have to start seeing a move past $11, $12, which for a stock being at $9.50, that's a pretty big move. That's a pretty big ask. But I'm going to set my alert at $12. I'm going to forget about the stock, but if I do get that alert, it's going to remind me, hence why it's an alert, right? You got to set your alerts, and, you don't have to watch 50 stocks every single day and be like, oh, is this going to do that? This going to do that? If you have your alerts and you know where you want to get in, get out, that's it's vital. It's vital because if you don't set your alerts, you're going to forget about all the stocks that you're tracking. It's literally impossible unless you have 5,000 screens. Even then, it's impossible because you only have 2 eyes, guys. You can't look at 10 different places at once, right? So set your alerts. That's blink charging. Let's see what else we had today. Norwegian was in the morning. Norwegian Cruise Line, that is. Let's pull it up. NCLH is the ticker. This ended up collapsing today. Oh my God. Down 10% on the day. We had that head and shoulders play out. Looks like here, if I extend this to the right, we're in that channel still. You guys can clearly see that. So revenue came in at $1.52 billion versus 1.5. So they beat on that, and they ended up missing on EPS. They lost $1.04 versus the 85-cent loss estimate. So mixed bag there for Norwegian Cruise Line. And do we have anything on guidance? Exec says Q1 is expected to be highest cost quarter due to lower occupancy, and as actions taken in recent months to reduce costs will not yet fully be realized. Oh, there you go. Let me say that again. Q1 is expected to be the highest quarter, cost cut quarter, or rather highest cost quarter, not cost cut, highest cost quarter due to lower occupancy, and as actions taken in recent months to reduce costs will not yet be fully realized. That's not good. That's got to be a big reason why the stock ended up cratering today. And he also said costs will be elevated when compared to 2019 baseline due to normal and hyperinflation over the past 3 to 4 years. While the U.S. is not in hyperinflation, maybe other currencies are, other countries, but U.S. not right now. I mean, I don't think we're going to see hyperinflation. That's kind of what the doomsdayers say. I don't think we're going to get that with the dollar. I could be wrong. I don't know. But yeah, that's a big reason why the stock is falling. The fact that there's higher costs and their cost reducing measures will not be realized for the foreseeable future. Who knows when they'll be realized. So this is pretty oversold. It's getting beaten down. Let's see what happens here at about 1350, 1450. Just because the executive team said that doesn't mean the stock's going to fall to $5 now. I mean, we could still end up seeing a relief rally. So for that reason, I'm watching Norwegian Cruise Line, and we're going to keep it pushing, guys. We're going to keep it pushing, and set our alerts and just be patient. Let me actually do that now. I'll set my alert at 1550 on this, and we'll see if it ever does recover back over that point, which happens to be the high from the middle of September, also from back in the beginning, middle, end of January. So those are about 6. Were those 6 stocks? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 that I'm looking at. Let's run through a couple other ones quickly. Foot Locker ended up bouncing about 1%. This is one that I think is poised for another run by the looks of the chart, and especially if it's able to break the mid-40s, which right around 45 is where I'm looking at, right? I'm going to put my alert right there now, 45. Markers that were above. Foot Locker is one I'm liking. Meta had a good day today, but like I mentioned in my short earlier, I'm not sure if you caught it. I feel like it's better if it fills the gap down to 155. That's where I'd much rather pick it up for a trade, but it's not really showing any signs of a pullback yet. So we have to be patient on Meta. Let's see what else moved today. Applied Materials, we covered that already. SoFi, we covered that. Block went up 2%. Not bad. It looks like Block's trying to break out here of this downtrend on the downtrend on the 20-day. I can't talk today, guys. I'm talking too fast. And if we do break the downtrend, let's say we take out 80 on Block, on Square, that's where we could start to get a reversal, maybe another run towards that high from about almost a month ago, beginning of February. So keep your eyes on those stocks, guys. I'm going to wrap up the video here. Make sure you guys go check out the other content from today. I uploaded a couple videos today on this channel and on my second channel, Stocks Talks Money. Make sure to go subscribe to that as well if you haven't. And if you have not gotten your free money from Moomoo and from Webull yet, get up to 17 stocks from Moomoo, each up to $2,000, and up to 12 stocks from Webull with any amount deposited. All of those free stocks are down below. Same with the Patreon, guys. I'll catch you all in the next video. Thanks for watching as always. Peace out.